In case you missed it, there's evidence floating around proving that King Von is still alive. It begins with the body cam footage on the night that he died.
No. Yo, you sit over here. You sit over here. Yo, you better watch out. This is my brother, okay? Hey, come on, chill. Come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay?
Calm down, he's shot.
Get out the car. I gotta go to the hospital, my leg. Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
This resulted in a thread of evidence coming out, which reads, "There's a lot of holes in the passing of King Von. If you truly investigate it, you'll notice it. If anything, he would be the one to fake his own death for the murder cases he was about to face." As after King Von died, he was tied into the lead role of FBG Duck's death by paying O-Block members $100,000 as well as several diamond O-Block chains for the hit. He was then also tied into the murder of KI, while also being included in several other Chicago murders as mentioned in the Trap Lord Ross King Von documentary. This is when members close to OTF would then tweet, "King Von made it through his 2 surgeries, woke up screaming for his firearm. He went into shock, then passed away. He only had 1 more surgery to go."
And Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, talking about some, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital? That
Because she was there at the hospital.
Meaning that King Von was still alive in the hospital even after being affected by the firearm. With the information coming out, many wonder about how Boosie knew 2 years ago King Von never had a firearm, which is why in the hospital when he woke up, he couldn't find one.
I mean, like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like, there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even.
King
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is post blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over everyone right now.
That me up, bro. Cause I like King Von.
Making the story even more confusing but interesting, because when you investigate his passing further, you actually notice the holes in the story, and you begin to understand the truth. As on November 5th, 2020, King Von and his crew headed to a club in Atlanta for his album release party. What was supposed to be a massive celebration for his newest album turned into the worst thing imaginable. Growing up in a dangerous place like O-Block, King Von knew the risks of being caught lacking, which is why he rolled out to the club with 20 to 25 O-Block members alongside security. There was 8 vehicles spread out between the entire party. 100K Track even spoke on the extreme measures that Von took regarding security.
I travel with 1 security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage.
However, later on in the night, something would drastically change. King Von would completely shut everyone out, putting his hood up and avoiding everyone. Meanwhile, everyone else is still partying and having a good time. But around 2:30 a.m., his entourage began exiting the club. King Von would hop in the back of his Escalade, hood up, and wouldn't talk to anyone. Everyone's plan was to just return to the Airbnb for the night, but halfway there, King Von told his driver to turn around.
Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
With the entire crew heading to the Airbnb, Von told his driver to go to another club known as Monaco. This was the first decision of many that led to the end of King Von.
So everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know, we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
For some reason, the people in King Von's truck only let the rest of the team know once they have arrived at Monaco, meaning Von was there alone with one security guard. When the rest of the team found out, they all started beelining it straight to Monaco. However, while they were sitting in the parking lot, his manager noticed something was very odd. Von wasn't acting like himself. Instead, he was very quiet, hood up, sitting in the corner of his Escalade.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 35 minutes.
His manager then hopped into the truck trying to check on him and was finally able to make Von agree to go into the lounge. However, due to the club's rules, Von's crew had to leave their firearms in the cars. They would end up sending the security in to make sure everything was safe on the inside before King Von headed in.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, you know, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
While they're checking the inside to make sure there's no danger, the real trouble was actually outside. This is because Quando Rondo was in his car with a couple of his own gang members getting some sleep. Von and his team were still waiting for the okay to enter the club, but there was one security guard that noticed Quando Rondo was sitting in the parking lot taking a nap. He would quickly run over to King Von and tell him, did you know Quando was here?
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
King Von reacted instantly. He jumped out of the Escalade looking to confront Quando. Quando's team quickly woke him up and got him outside of his white vehicle. Von's team tried to get him to chill and not start a scene, but that didn't stop him. King Von went around the front of the white vehicle and immediately began swinging at Quando, who was still groggy from his nap.
He jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Only a few seconds into the brawl, Quando's best friend, Lil Tim, who was sleeping with him in the back of the car, ended up sliding out of his side door. He would then use his firearm towards King Von, hitting him multiple times across his body. Von's manager also got hit once in the leg, but it was this moment where a few of Von's members were still strapped. They would pull their firearm out and instantly retaliate on Lil Tim, making him fall to the ground only a few feet away. With the noise eclipse going off in the area, two off-duty officers working security down the street, as well as one on-duty officer pulled up to the scene. They would unleash multiple rounds into the area, hitting and ending one of King Von's friends, but during this, Von lied in the middle of the street still, with Quando Rondo right beside him. Many believe Quando was trying to snatch Von's chain before fleeing the area, but 100K Track thinks Von was holding Quando there to shield himself.
And was he trying to take Von's chain or?
Honest truth, I don't think B-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong, like, he was literally holding him.
Then once the scene relaxed a bit and everyone stopped using their firearms, it was a race to save King Von's life. His best friend Muop would run right into the middle of the street, knocking Quando out of the way from Von and picking up King Von. He would then help him over to the getaway vehicle. Meanwhile, Quando and his team left the scene instantly. They would hop into their white car and begin driving to the hospital. Despite being hit 4 times, King Von was conscious the entire ride. Where 100K Track mentioned, Von was actually the one in the vehicle in good spirits. He was assuring everyone else that he would be okay, making it an even bigger mystery on if he actually lived through it.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Von was the one that was like, hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital. And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
This is when the news of King Von's passing would shake the entire rap industry. Being one of Chicago's most fearless and dangerous gang members, it was unbelievable to see that he had fallen to a beef with another rapper.
This made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
Two groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of guns.
Even the next day after, there would be an O Block member who would show this on Instagram Live of a King Von mural being painted right near O Block.
Check it out. Let's walk over here and see this Von picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man. Watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.